Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I will be doing my updated Girl of the Year ranking from American Girl. I usually do these about once a year because, as all humans do, my opinion definitely changes as time goes on. And of course, we get a new girl every year. So this year we have Kavi Sharma, and it is very, very exciting to have her. I think you guys will be very surprised to see where she ranks in my overall ranking. Now, since this is a ranking video, I have to stress this is just my opinion. Everybody's opinion is going to be different, so if we could please keep our comments polite and respectful to myself and each other down below, I would absolutely love to hear all of your own personal rankings. Just remember to respect each other's opinions, because if we all had the same opinion, life would be pretty darn boring. So I will say that my Girl of the Year opinions are kind of drastically different than a lot of other collectors that I encounter. So I just want to put that out there because I may put some of your favorite dolls on the very, very low end of my scale. This collection is where my personal bias really kicks in, because with historicals, I absolutely love each and every one of them, and that's very hard. But there are some Girl of the Years that I really just cannot connect with at all. Of course, I will tell you which dolls I own and which dolls I do not. I just put all their names into the bias sorter that I use, and then of course it puts them against each other, so it makes me this master list at the end. And I take into consideration, when they were out, their collection, their overall appearance, how well they really the overall execution of the concept of the girl for that year. And my ranking definitely has changed a little bit. So without further ado, let's get started. One more thing, there's no updated collage that I could find from Lindsay to Kavi, so I'm just using this one. Yes, it ends at Blair, so we're missing quite a few of them, so I do apologize, but I just grabbed this from Google. Lindsay Bergman is in spot 21, and again, we have to show her some appreciation because without Lindsay, we wouldn't have this line. However, Lindsay's collection is extremely small. It's just this outfit and then her accessories and, of course, her scooter. I remember distinctly when this doll came out, so she's very nostalgic for me, but I've never seen one in person, and I actually don't really have the desire to own her. You guys know with my American Girl historical collection, I have every historical that American Girl has ever created, and I genuinely love each and every one of them. But it would be nice to complete the Girl of the Year collection, but I'm definitely not in a hurry to do so. And of course, when ranking Lindsay up against the 20 other girls that are in her line, she just definitely falls into last place for me. In spot 20 is Lainey Holland, and I don't know why I do not like this doll. I think it might be because her theme is very nature-ish and outdoorsy, and you guys know, if you know me, that is so not me. And again, this is all my own personal opinion. If I were ranking them based on how unique they were to the Girl of the Year line and stuff, this list would most likely be extremely different. But again, this is just my personal opinion. I don't know. I've never actually seen a Lainey in person, but I do not like this meat dress. This is one of my absolute least favorite meat outfits to ever exist. I don't know. Lainey and I have just never, we've never clicked. So she's in spot 20. Luciana Vega is number 19, and when I told you guys this list was controversial, this is what I meant. This happens to be a ton of people's favorite Girl of the Year, and I do understand why, because she is the first Girl of the Year really to focus on math and science things. I mean, Lainey definitely had some sciencey aspects and things like that, but nothing to the extent of Luciana. I have tried to love this doll. I really, really have. I just can't get past the galaxy print on the dress. I don't like the purple streak in her hair. I have seen this one in person. I don't like anything about the whole space theme to begin with, so she's just never really a doll that has been on my radar to get, and I kind of just go along and, oh yeah, Luciana, she exists, if she is your favorite, I do apologize because I know she has a very, very wide following. Kaylee Hopkins from 2003 is next, and some of you are probably like, how in the world could you put Kaylee above dolls like Lainey and Luciana? But again, this is just, how I feel. So Kaylee, I actually remember way more than Lindsay, and I think there was a point in time where I actually wanted her, but back then I was only getting one doll a year, and that was for Christmas. and it was historical. So I don't think I ever really wanted Kaylee, but now I would absolutely love to have a Kaylee Hopkins in my collection. Speaking of collections, hers is actually not that great, but appearance-wise and just doll-wise, like this outfit's cute. I don't really like her other accessories, but I think she gets to be up a little bit higher because I actually do like her more than the ones below her. Next, we've got Nikki, and I actually really, really loved Nikki as a kid. My sister had her, and then when I got back into collecting dolls, I realized, I was like, no, Nikki Fleming is just kind of super basic. Then, however, I inherited her and the other bunch of my little sister's dolls, and I actually really, really love Nikki Fleming. Now, what's cool about her is that she has horses, which I love, and her dog, it was also in training to be a service dog. And if you guys don't know, my guide dog actually just retired after we worked together for almost 8 years. So it was crazy. Don't worry, I still get to keep her though. She's here while I'm filming this video, so Winter says hi. But anyway, Nikki, I really like her. There is like one of her outfits that I absolutely cannot stand, but I've got the meat one, and then we have the it's like the one with the poofy skirt, okay? So it's like pink and poofy, and I adore that outfit. So I really like Nikki. I think she's underrated, and again, she has one of the smaller collections because she is still on like the early end of the Girl of the Years. Next, we've got Jess from 2006. So Jess scores much higher than she would if I was just doing this based off of collection because I do not like her collection. However, this girl is the reason for my favorite mold of all time, the Jess mold. I think all Jess molds look super sweet and happy and adorable, and I am obsessed with them. So without her, we would not have the Jess mold, and she was our first Girl of the Year with Asian descent, and I think she's still, like, there's controversy about whether or not Kanani is actually of Asian descent, even though she does have the Jess mold. So there's been controversy about that. But Jess, I think she was very, very important because American Girl didn't have a ton of face molds back then, and she just came out with this gorgeous, gorgeous mold. And I love this mold. I don't think I have that, like, the most Jess molds in my collection, but I definitely do have quite a few. And I think it's the most fun mold to play around with, customizing hair, eye, and skin tones. It's really, really cool. So I love this mold, and if it was not for Jess, we would not have it. At number 15, we have Chrissa, and if you guys hear my heater in the background, I do apologize. It was really nice here for a week, and then I woke up to snow this morning, so that's life in the mitten. Anywho, Chrissa is very important because she is the only doll that actually has extra dolls in her collection. I will get to the one exception in a moment for the Girl of the Year line. So I did not include Sonali and Gwen because they're not actual full Girl of the Year dolls. And speaking of that, Corrine from 2022 actually has a sister, conveniently also named Gwen because AG is just so original, and she was the first Welly Wisher in the Girl of the Year line, but I didn't include any of the extra dolls. So Chrissa is really special for that reason, and she's also very important because I think she has the best story and message out of the Girl of the Year line. Her movie is one that my sister and I actually just went back and frequently watched all the time, and we watched it a couple years ago, like when I got back into collecting dolls. And although we don't have, well, I guess I could say I don't have Chrissa, my sister actually had Sonali growing up, so now I've got her. So Chrissa is very nostalgic for my sister and I personally, but other than that, she doesn't really, I don't want to say that dolls look basic because I am your fellow blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. So whenever people are like, oh, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed ones are so basic looking, I'm like, I know, my literal mini-me is a basic blonde-haired, blue-eyed classic mold. Like, I get it. But as far as comparing Chrissa to, like, the rest of the girls and their appearances and stuff, she does not stand out. And her collection, it's very fitting for her, but it's definitely not one of my favorite. 14 is Gabriella, and we all know this poor girl was done so wrong. I've talked about it in pretty much every video that I feature her in. So basically, this is Truly Me 46, just retired and then rebranded and renamed to be a Girl of the Year. There's nothing wrong with Truly Me 46 or the Gabriella doll. She's absolutely adorable, and she is one that I definitely want to add in my collection. Even if I get her as a 46, she will be Gabriella in the collection because that's what she is. So I think that she definitely would have scored a lot higher for me if, you know, some of her pieces are very, very her pieces, I know like her bed is very similar to McKenna's from 2012, and a lot of her themes, again, were kind of recycled, repetitive things that we'd already seen before, because we know American Girl loves to make the Girl of the Years dancers, okay? And I was a dancer for, oh my God, like 10 years, I believe. So I have nothing against dancers. My thing is, you guys know, just the repetitiveness. So Gabriella, for me, I love her. I think she's very, very pretty, but I feel for her because she did not deserve this. Like, personally, this is irrelevant to the ranking, but I've often said this. I think they should have just went ahead and like just released Tenny and done whatever, and then made Girl of the Year 2018 something else besides Luciana. But then again, we have to remember that we think the contemporary dolls were because they were trying to get rid of Girl of the Year. So I guess in a way Gabriella is even more important because she kind of saved the Girl of the Year line. But I don't know, I feel really bad for Gabriella, and because of all that and how everything was rushed, it just makes her not stand out for me personally. Marisol Luna from 2005 is another one that really, really saved the Girl of the Year line, because up until her, we only had Lindsay, who didn't really have a collection, and Kaylee, who had a very, very small collection. Marisol was our first dancer, so she gets a free pass, and she did all different types of dance, which is something I did as well, so I really, really connect with her. She has a Siamese, so obviously that like took her way higher, because if you don't know, that's my favorite cat breed, and yeah, they're superior to all other cat breeds. Anyway, my sister, actually, Marisol was her first doll. So my sister was 3 when she got her. So our Marisol is a little bit worse for wear, but it's fine because she was very well loved. I like Marisol. I think her meet outfit is definitely like one of my least favorite meet outfits ever, but her collection is really, really cool for its time period, and she definitely did stand out when she was released. Corrine comes in at number 12, and this honestly surprised me, but to be quite honest with you guys, I don't really do a lot with my Corrine. My Corrine is very special to me because I got her from the AG Place Orlando when we went there on a family vacation, and I got her on release day. She's the only doll I've purchased on release day and like actually went to the store for, so she's really, really special. I love her face mold. It is so incredibly cute. Her collection, the whole color scheme was very, very cute. Her pajamas are some of my absolute favorites, and I love the meat outfit with the exception of the leggings, but it's okay. You can still use them for stuff, but the white sweater is just perfection. Corrine is very, very cute, but I didn't really, there's other Girl of the Years that I have just completely been obsessed with, no matter how old they get, and in some cases, I fell in love with them immediately and carried them around the house and everything, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But Corrine just kind of falls middle of the pack for me, and no, it actually has nothing to do with the blue in her hair, because if you don't know, I don't really like the dolls with colored hair, so I was hesitant about buying her, but I fell in love with her, and it has nothing to do with the blue in her hair. She's just kind of mediocre, middle of the pack for me, but I think she was really, really great for her time. Her collection was super awesome, and we actually talk about this quite frequently when I live stream. Whatever happened to the Corrine movie? Like, apparently it was happening, and then it just completely disappeared. So I don't know, and now her year has come and gone, so a little confused on that front. But again, Corrine, she was really, really cute, but I think like she just ranked lower or middle of the pack for me, just because, other dolls have better collections in my opinion, or there's like nostalgic attachment to some of the dolls. I don't know, but I definitely do not hate Corrine at all. At number 11, we've got McKenna, and I love, love, love McKenna Brooks. I thought she was kind of, just mediocre, and then I bought her and I was like, okay, yeah, she's cute. And then I became like ridiculously obsessed with mine. She's very fancy because she has 2 first names. She goes by McKenna Celine, and I love this doll so much. I don't know why, because I'm not into like gymnastics or anything like that, but for some reason I adore this doll so much. Her collection, it's not really the greatest, but it's not god awful either. I think like her worst outfit is the meat outfit, which is the only one I have. McKenna is very well known for not having a part, and I think a lot of us forget that there were dolls before McKenna that didn't have a part, like 15, who I have and adore. So yes, she is one of the very few that do not have a part, but she was not the first one. I love McKenna Brooks. I feel like with McKenna, you either love this doll like I do, or you just do not like her at all. I don't really think there's any in between. I absolutely adore her, and I think the only reason she's not as high is because I think we're getting into the territory of the collections that I just absolutely love. Mia Sinclair starts off our top 10, and really quickly, if you didn't know, my sister won Mia we were at an American Girl tea, and Mia was the gift, and my sister won her. And I would take my sister's Mia doll, and I would play with her because I wanted her. And up until this point, I only collected historicals, so I never really paid attention to the Girl of the Year line. I don't know, but I was obsessed with this Mia, and she would never let me have her. So when I got back into collecting, I said, can I have her? She said no. So I bought my own Mia. I did not vibe with that Mia at all, so I sold her. And then finally, I was able to inherit my sister's Mia. I don't know why I love this kind of beat up Mia more than a brand new one that I bought in box, but I just do. I think my favorite things about her are obviously her wig. Her wig is like one of my favorite American Girl wigs ever. I love her hazel eyes. I love her unique freckle pattern. This doll is just so cute. And, you know, for me, when people say Girl of the Year, I would always think of Mia because, you know, she was from my childhood, and her collection is very cute. She has a very nice array of leotards and things because she was our first skater. Is she our only ice skater? I don't know. I think she might be. I'm not quite sure. But I love Mia Sinclair so much. And hers was really the first massive collection we got. Next, we've got my girl Leah from 2016. So Leah is a little bit of a tough one for me because I think she is the prettiest Girl of the Year. Absolutely stunning. So incredibly easy to photograph. Speaking of photographing, Leah was the first doll I ever photographed. And for that reason, I gave my Leah my middle name of Suzanne. Now, I love this doll. I love her appearance. She's striking. However, her collection is one of those very like nature, outdoorsy themes. And you guys know those are not my scene. But there are some outfits that I really love, like her white dress. I can't remember what the heck it's called. But between that and her meat outfit, those are the only Leah outfits I own. But that's okay. I love her. I love everything about her, except, you know, like I said, some of the collection pieces aren't my favorite, but I'm willing to overlook that because of how much I love Leah, and she was my holy grail for a time, and I got her for an absolute steal in pristine condition. Sage Copeland is the one that got away for me. So what I mean by that is I bought her and 2 of her outfits, well, technically 3 if you include the meat. So I got her with 3 complete meat outfits, and she was perfect. There was nothing wrong with her. And for some reason, I decided I'm going to customize my Sage and Kanani and swap their eyes. Well, that didn't go as planned, and that's how Chloe came to be. But anyway, I ended up using the Sage base for a very long time. She was several different custom dolls in my collection, and I recently sold her. And I would like to get a Sage back in my collection because I love her. But I haven't found the right one because I need one where I kind of want one new in the box, but we all know how that goes. But anyway, I love this doll's collection. She has some of my absolute favorite pieces. She is very striking. A lot of people refer to her as like the upgraded version of Nikki, and I kind of agree. Yes, I see it. I love her. The hot air balloon is quite interesting. I would never buy it, but I think it's a really cool, unique piece. And she was a painter, so that was unique as well. I absolutely love Sage Copeland, and I think she's extremely underrated. Kanani Akina brings us to number 7, and there was a time where I was under the impression that this doll was extremely overrated, and I just was like, I don't really want her. And I've had 2 Kananis in my life, and I got them both for an incredible price. My current one that I have, I love telling the story because it's so bizarre. I found a lot on Mercari for $200, and it had 4 dolls in it. So if you split that, I got my Kanani for $50. And there's nothing wrong with her. Her hair is straight, and in a large collection like mine, I prefer it that way. I did recurl it once, but now it's just kind of wavy, and it's actually quite nice. So you guys know I love dolls with long hair, okay? So that's like, you know, my thing. I really do love Kanani's hair, and I think she's a Jess mold, so you obviously know she's so freaking cute. And I love her collection. So if you guys didn't know, I've been to Hawaii twice, and that's actually, my Kanani's middle name is Kauai because that's the island we vacation to. And as someone who's been to Hawaii, like, I know, I understand the whole Kanani collection. I get it. I completely understand, and I love her. I love her color scheme. It's very cute with the blues and the purples. It's just, it all makes a lot of sense. And do I think she's overrated? She's not my favorite, obviously, but she's not one that I don't like at all and I think is overrated. I think that she absolutely deserves the credit she gets. Just missing the top 5 at number 6, we have Girl of the Year 2020, Joss Kendrick. So this doll, Oh my God, you guys do not know how much I love her. Or you might. So Joss was the first doll with a disability. If you did not know, she comes with a hearing aid, so she is hearing impaired. And for me, being legally blind, that is so incredibly amazing. And I think American Girl actually did a very good job with it. So I was very proud, because it's always interesting when you tackle something like that, how well you execute it. And I think they did a very, very good job with that. Also, her mold is one of my absolute favorite molds ever. There was a point where I had 3 custom Joss molds in my collection. Now I only have my original Joss doll and then Angel, but I love Joss Kendrick so much. Her collection, not really one of my favorites, but I love her meat outfit and I love her beach romper. So adorable. Her meat shorts, oh my God, I use them all the time. And Joss was actually the first doll my parents bought for me. They got her for my birthday, the year I got back into collecting, which was 2020. So she's important for that reason, as well as the reason that she is my Mariska Hargitay doll in my collection from Law & Order. If you know, you know, but she is my mini Mariska, and I love her even more for that. So it was really hard not to put her in the top 5, but she just missed it. Number 5, we have Grace Thomas. If you don't know, Grace Thomas has my favorite collection, but there were just a couple more dolls that I loved a little bit more than the doll herself, but collection-wise, this girl is number 1. I love all things Parisian, and she just, oh my God, every outfit is amazing. And fun fact, I don't even own a single Grace Thomas outfit, because my Grace was a gift from my cousin, and she didn't have her meat outfit, which was totally okay, because I love Grace. She's so cute, but seriously, Grace's collection is just absolutely superb. Our current Girl of the Year, Kavi, literally ran her way up to my top 5. So she is a theater girly, and I was more into dance when I was, younger, but I have done several theater productions, and I think this was a very, very good step in the right direction, because it was something new. Now, let me tell you, her meat outfit, I cannot stand. I like the shoes, but I don't like anything else about it. But the rest of her collection is so cool and phenomenal, and I don't own any of it, but I think it's really, really awesome. So mine, I actually ordered on her release day when I was in Hawaii. And then I got home and she was waiting for me, which was incredible. But when I talked about Corrine earlier, I said there were some Girl of the Years that I hadn't had as much time with yet. And I still, bonded with them and carried them around my house. And I house sit for my grandparents sometimes. So I took her one time and she came everywhere with me. It was amazing. I love this doll so much. Mine in my collection, her name is Socorro, and I adore her so much for so many reasons. Her face is, oh my God, it's so adorable, you guys. I love this mold so much. And I'm really, really glad that they brought it back and started using it again. And her wig is so cute. It's like so flippy and fun. And I love this doll. And I really, really hope that they give her some more outfits before her year is done. Number 3, Kira Bailey. My top 3 is where it's going to get even more dangerously controversial than having Luciana all the way at the bottom. I love Kira Bailey with every fiber of my being. Is she prettier than Julie? Yes. And I love her so much. She's fraternal twins with my 83, and 83 is my favorite Truly Me doll ever. So I love my little Vienna. That's what I changed her name to. And I love her whole collection. The color scheme is just phenomenal. So Kira, okay, if you didn't know, I really don't buy American Girl furniture anymore. Any furniture I have from my childhood, with the exception of the fact that I bought Kira Bailey's tent because I thought it was the coolest thing, and I thought it would make like such a cute filming background, and I adore it. I love it so much. My cats are obsessed with it. It is just phenomenal. And I love that Kira works with animals. Like, just look at the koala. Like, I can't. But I love her. Appearance-wise, again, I do think she's prettier than Julie, and if I can see the difference between the two of them, then it shouldn't be hard for a normal-sighted person to see the difference. But I love her. I love her so much, and I will always go to bat for Kira Bailey. Could she have looked a little bit different? Absolutely. But in the end, this is what we got, and it doesn't make me love her any less. Number 2, Blair Wilson. This doll is the most important on this list for me because after a decade of not even thinking about dolls, I went on the American Girl website and I impulsively bought her. She was the first doll I bought as an adult, my first Girl of the Year, just kind of everything all in one. And she is the reason we're sitting here today. She is the reason that I fell back in love with dolls. She literally just changed my life. And You guys know redheads are my favorite. If she had blue eyes, she would have my absolute all-time favorite combination of skin tone, eye color, and hair color, but it's fine. Mine, I have renamed to Sophia, and I have straightened her hair, but you know what? I can always put the curls back in. Her collection is absolutely almost everything Kyla, with the exception of who our first place girl is, but her collection is just, it's so me, and I adore her so much. And her skin tone is actually me because I'm as pale as like the Twilight Cullen family. So I appreciate this so much, but I love her. I can't even explain how important she is to me, and I adore her. And I actually used to take a ton of pictures of her. I don't anymore, but that was back when my collection was a little bit smaller. But she is a very, very important staple piece in my collection, and I think they did a really good job with her. Let's be real, you all knew it was coming, and it's always going to be Isabel Palmer. This is Minnie Kyla, with the exception of I swapped mine's eyes for blue ones. But anyway, this is Minnie Kyla in the sense that she loves pink. She's a dancer. There are cats involved, and right down to the fact that she has anxiety. I was like, what the heck? Isabel Palmer is me, but we need to fix the eyes. So that's so hilarious in more ways than one. But anyway, she has one of the most unique collections because everything is individualized and you can mix it and match it the way you want, which I'm typically not a fan of the whole mix and match. Like I said in the historical video, I don't like Courtney's collection, but I think Isabel's was done in a way that was very, very different. And it wasn't like you have to buy two pieces in this, and even if you don't like the other one, you still have to buy it. But I think Isabel's was done in a much better way. Yes, she is a dancer, but I think she had the best representation for the dancers, better than dolls like Marisol and Gabriella. I think she did she did an amazing job, and she sewed, and I also actually used to sew when I was younger, but I do not remember how anymore. So she is just overall a really, really unique doll. Yes, there's also the unique concept of her removable pink hair extensions as well, but I don't have removable pink hair in my hair, so I tend to forget about that. But I love her. I think she is a doll that a lot of people do not like because of her quote-unquote basic appearance, but she looks like me, so I mean, come on. The only thing besides the eyes is this was before they had the super pale skin tone, so I don't know. But Isabel she's just really, really incredible and super, super special to me. And this is the doll I think, I don't know if they could get another doll any closer to my personality. So just personality, collection-wise, and looks-wise, she's me. And I think that's why she's always going to be my number one. Honestly, that took much longer than I anticipated, but I filmed it over the span of 2 days, and I've really been struggling to film certain concepts. So I'm very glad that we got this one done, but this one was fun. I knew it was going to be hard because I have very, very strong opinions about Girl of the Years, unlike historicals where I love them all and I literally cannot choose. But I did it. Okay, we got it. We got through. So let me know down below again if you want to share your overall ranking. That'd be awesome. Just remember, my friends, please keep your comments polite and respectful to myself and each other. If you have not already, give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to join the fam, and tap that really cool notification bell so you know the exact moment I post a new video. Have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, everybody.